So this is a Corvair fuel pump. If you've been around Corvairs, it's nothing new, but it is a little different than most fuel pumps. Most fuel pumps have something looking like this, but then they have arms coming out the side. This one actually goes down into a shaft, if you can see that there a little bit. It goes into a shaft and it pushes, this is what actuates the pump. Good thing is that most of the lines are hard lines, and what that means is that they don't have a lot of, what's in the engine bay is a combination of these two things here. I'm not doing this very good here, but a little bit of sealant on those threads. So as you see it here, fuel comes in on this side, gets pumped out right on this side, and because the Corvair has a flat 6 engine, 3 cylinders on each side, has a splitter here, or a T, which then goes to fuel lines the other side. Let's see about getting this in, and then we'll bring you back. Alright, a little bit different view of that same fuel pump. Here we have the hard line coming in. We have another hard line going out through the T and each carburetor. And that's what we're looking for. We're going to see about filling the tank up next to make sure we don't have any leaks. Just got the last couple of pieces in to hopefully get the tank in the Corvair. This is the filler neck hose. And this is the kind of the same piece, the little breather tube that goes back out to the same place as the filler neck. That's the hoses to connect that whole piece to the tank itself. And hopefully we should be able to get this lovely 63 Corvair back on the road soon. I'll take you with me as much as I can underneath. Unfortunately, it's very tight spaces, and to really see what's going on may be a little bit tough to show it on camera, but we'll see what we can do. So here you can see my predicament. Sorry about covering the light there. This is up underneath the vehicle. I don't know that I can pan away far enough to show you anything, but here's some steering components out to the wheel. I know it's kind of dark there, but here's the new tank. It is shoved all the way over that direction as far as I can get it. And that's about as much I can get my hand up in there possibly. Just a little bit, and that's what I have to work with to try and get those hoses on. So you can see that trying to do it with one hand and filming at the same time is not going to be doable. So we'll have to bring you back hopefully when I haven't killed myself or burned the car, or hopefully that I just have the hoses on. Alright, I'm not going to be able to stick my finger up there too far, but you can see the large line there on this side, and you can see the small line just kind of, you can see the hose clamp on it there. That's for the breather tube. And the tank is all nice and strapped in. We're going to put the a drain pan underneath here, just an oil drain pan, in case we do have a little bit of a leak. Hopefully we can contain it. Sorry about the lighting in here. I'm trying to sneak in a few moments in the morning. I don't know about the rest of you, but I'm very much a morning person, and I'm up before everybody else is, so I'm trying to sneak in a few moments that I can here and put some gas in the car, get everything fixed, see if we can make it run. But time for a little bit of fuel in the tank. Well, I'm sitting here, letting this drain. I know it's not too exciting for you, but I'm wondering how many of you might, I don't have names to but it'd be nice to give up a name for this. Name on the cars. You know, my El Camino is RC named after the friend of mine who I got it from. That's on now. Uh-oh. I got a little bit of gas out here. Unfortunately, it's what came out the drain hole, not the... My wife's going to love that. My El Camino is named RC, and the content we have is old blue, real blue. You might some old blue. Look at that up there. Alright, see if we can get this up there. As I said, El Camino is RC for my dear friend who I got that car from, and he's actually passed on now. The Carmen Ghia is Lil Blue. I know that's not too imaginative there, but Lil Blue or Old Blue. And need to come up with a good one for this. A 63 Corvair 700 4-door. That's part of the reason I like it, is because it's a 4-door. I don't know what the numbers are, but I believe that more Corvairs were 2 doors than 4 doors. Alright, that's 5 gallons in there. Make one last check, make sure we don't have a leak anywhere. None that I see, but before we take it off the jack stands, let's go ahead and see if we can prime. Sorry for the terrible camera work here. There was an electric fuel pump on the bottom, if you remember. And I think I'm going to try and use that to prime it. Let's see if that... I don't know if you'll be able to see that. Let me turn on the light here. See that little toggle switch there? I think the key has to be on. There. Nope, that's the fan. And there's another one here, which I still gotta find though. There it is right here. Sounds like it's doing what it's supposed to do. Alright. I think I'm going to put this back down before I try starting it. Oh, my battery just went dead on the flashlight. Anyway, I'm going to put this back down because I don't want to start it on a hill here and then have to put it down. Alright guys, it's a few days later, and we have been driving the Corvair for a little while. Everything seems to run really well, other than it is a gutless wonder. It goes down the road pretty smoothly. Needs some suspension work, but mostly just noisy. It's not, and it's not really a sports car. Most of you know older Corvairs. They're not really sporty handling. They're kind of neat looking cars, but can't really call them sports cars. But we've driven the car for a few days, and everything seems to be working. The new fuel tank holds fuel. There's only one problem, and let me show it to you really quickly here. Let me see, I'll have to get this, turn this stereo off. If you look at the fuel gauge there really closely, there you go. There's the key on. And you notice that it stays right at full. And the reason for that, let me turn this back off. All right, here's the problem. See if I can do this without shaking too much. So here's the connection for the new fuel gauge, or the new sending unit. And that is different than the old one. This here is what connects to it. See if you can actually see in there maybe. Yeah. Now if you see in there, it's not really going to come out on camera, but that is much smaller. What that went on to was a part that was kind of about the size of a large pencil lead from a mechanical pencil. And I don't think we're going to be able to get it to go on there. So I'm going to see if I can wire up something to connect the two together to see if it's going to do anything for our fuel gauge. So happy days. I actually, the metal inside was just kind of a clip, like an old time spark plug clip, and I was able to push it on really hard here. Took a little bit of finagling, but it's basically on that same bolt. Let me see, trying to work it back and forth a little bit. See if I can get it down on there any further. But let's go see if that does anything for our fuel gauge. All right. Let's see what we do here. Here's the key on. Oh, it must have already seen it because it is down on empty. Now I technically do have a little gas in there. I'm going to drop it down, and well, I only put about probably less than 5 gallons in there, and I've driven it a little ways already, so I may only have like a couple gallons left in there, and I've got a little bit more here I'm going to put in, and hopefully we keep it off empty just a little bit here. All right, we're back down on the ground here, and we have just a little bit of gas in it. I put maybe not quite a full gallon, like 3/4 of a gallon in there, and hopefully we have another gallon or so. Let's see where it is when we turn it on here. Oh, it did come up just a little bit. I don't know if it's going to read full when we get to full, but I'll try and bring you back. In fact, maybe we ought to go fill it up tonight. Maybe that would be the thing to do. Why don't we go do that? I don't know how good the picture's going to be at night. I don't think this is going to be worth watching here. We're going to pull into town. We'll get, when you get there, we'll turn you back on. All right. You notice we're just a little bit above empty. We're going to get out and get some fuel here, and we'll film a little bit while we're here, but I don't know how much the business will care for me to film it here, so we'll see what we can do. Begin fueling. This is going to be low enough compression. We don't need anything amazing. Let's just get regular good old 87. Maybe this is more than a 10-gallon tank. Being as we put about 10 gallons in it. Alright, 10.877. Just wanted to show you this. So no fuel on the ground out here, which is a good thing. That means my tank installation and the tank itself is good. And last but not least, we are on full. So we'll call that a win.